every model photography event that I've ever attended has impacted my personal development in one way or another. When I first got into modeling, I got into modeling because I made a lot of money on the weekends, and I thought that that was amazing that I could take a weekend and make a bunch of money to be able to afford my lifestyle at the time, which was owning horses and having to pay for my college funds, like for books and things. But as I started progressing in modeling, I realized it was just so much more than about making money. It was about also creating art, and it was about inspiring people through my work. Once I realized that I got positive feedback for the work that I created, I started to put more effort into my works. It started getting picked up. People started noticing that I was doing my thing, and then I started getting invited to all these different events. And the events changed my life drastically. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for every event that I've ever attended. I have to attribute a lot of my successful thinking to the great events that I first attended when I started. And that's where a big part of my drive comes from, is to run events where a beginning model can take a really great first experience and apply that to every event that they go to. So for example, the first event that I ever attended was a workshop. And the first workshop that I attended was very well managed, very well ran. We had a very systematic way of working things. Everybody that came to the workshop was super friendly, they were super engaging. The works that they made afterwards out of the pictures were phenomenal. And so it left a really good taste in my mouth about what this industry means, and that it's not just full of creeps and weirdos looking to get some kind of rise out of seeing how far they can get with pushing my limits and so forth. So as my career progressed onward, I ended up getting invited to much larger events. I ended up getting invited to major pool shoots, major mansion events, international events all over the world. And I think a big reason for me becoming so well recognized as an event model is because I would promote the hell out of these things. I'd promote the heck out of these events because they helped me develop as a person, because of all of these people that I was meeting, these like-minded people in these events that I could connect with. And I never foresaw any of this. I come from a background of trials and tribulations that I never thought that I would overcome, but here we are, and this career ended up helping me get past so many of my inner demons. It's just unbelievable how amazing that this career has ended up for me. And so moving forward, I ended up just going all over the place for this stuff. Every event seemed to want me at their thing. Now, as time went on, I eventually ended up getting to a point where I was very involved in these events, right? I would get to a point where a lot of these event runners would have me behind the scenes looking statistically at what they had going for them and saying, well, Alice, what do you recommend? What do you think we should do for marketing? What do you think we should do to push these things further? How do we grow? And so that's where I knew the answers, and I would tell people the answers. And so this is another big reason I run my own events, is because I would give out a lot of advice, right? And this is why I made my courses, and I made courses to sell and to, because people put value on things that they buy. So they don't really put value on free things. And so I was giving out a lot of free information to people about what I thought, my insight on what I thought as an event attendee on what would make a great event even greater. And so a lot of these event runners, they either didn't know how to apply that advice, or they just didn't care. And they would go and do their own thing, and then all heck would break loose with their events, and they would wonder why their event went so bad, or this thing happened that was such a major disaster, and so forth. And I thought it was all preventable. Like, all of these things that I saw that would go wrong at events, and this is so preventable. So I thought to myself, a big reason that I wanted to start my own events is just to prove to myself that I could run something and run it really well, because I think our industry needs more, because of how much events have impacted me and my personal development, and being able to make such incredible lasting connections with people that I otherwise wouldn't have met. It could bring me to tears. I met so many wonderful people that have impacted my life so positively. When I thought my life would never get to this point, I want that same feeling for people coming into this industry, to be able to connect with like-minded creatives and individuals and to be able to succeed in every way that they want to. And especially for the newer folks. I see a lot of newer models these days. They come into the industry, they have high hopes for it, and then they work with one or two cruddy photographers and they think, is this the whole industry? And then they quit. And same thing with photographers. I've seen a lot of photographers struggle, especially since the pandemic. A lot of them have struggled to get lasting photo shoots, like being able to make those connections with models who are professional, friendly, nice, models who mean real business, not just models who are just wanting to do a photo shoot because they feel like it. Real true models who take this as a serious career. And so a big reason for me continuing my events, so not only did I want to start events because I wanted to project an environment, a safe, nurturing environment for newer models to be able to thrive and grow, and for photographers to meet models who, because I do filter in some models who have experience too, not just new models, but for photographers to get a mix of that, to be able to grow their own portfolios in a way and to stay in the industry, because without the photographers, we wouldn't have an industry. We'd all just be out here being influencers, recording ourselves and promoting products and so forth. But that's what I love about my job, and that's why I never really wanted to go the influencer route, is because I wanted to go in a way where I could make a bigger impact in the model photography industry. I love this industry. For the good parts of the industry, it's so worth it. It's worth every tour I've ever taken, every pose I've ever thrown. And so I would love to facilitate an environment, and I think I successfully have, where we have people that are involved that can help these newer models grow. The experienced models can also get a lot out of this, where they can network further and they can create their own content to be able to sell, and they can obviously make money from photo shoots. And photographers can always upgrade their portfolios and network and also get further in this career. And there's also nothing quite like a photographer being able to speak to other photographers about their craft, because social media platforms have given us so much shit over the years about how awful our creative concepts are. They want things to be safe for children, even though I don't think children should be on social media, but that's a whole nother topic. Apparently our art of anything. I post myself in a bikini and it's taken. I post myself in a bikini wearing a sarong or something covering. I barely can wear this because it's like somewhat low cut, So social media keeps deleting people. It not only deletes our accounts, but it deletes our motivation, our creativity, our drive. And so it can bring me to tears. Our industry is in such a bad way because we're not recognized for all the hard work we put in, all the years of dedication to the education and growing with everyone that's in our industry. There's no recognition. So how are you supposed to grow and stay motivated? I mean, same thing. I got a lot of hate for when I started being successful, and it made me feel like crap for a long time. And I didn't want to keep going. I have these moments a lot where I feel down and I want to quit because it gets hard, but you have to persevere. And so these events are a way for people to still come together and still feel like they are seen and that they are heard and that their creativity and their images and videos, they matter. All of these concepts and ideas for photo shoots matter. It's a bigger picture than just the pictures themselves. And so the biggest reason that I continue running these events year after year and expanding my own network and continuing to go on, I think this is a bigger picture than just myself. There's a lot more going on here, and I'm just one small part that can make something better. This industry is very self-ran. It's a very self-mandated industry. And so we as a community have to come together in order to give ourselves credit. We have to be able to come together to be able to share these wonderful memories with one another, be able to create and share memories. And that's really what it's about. It's not capturing just a fabricated image of someone or something. It's about creating something bigger than yourself and than the person or persons that you're capturing. It's about our community as a whole. And so I do hope to run these events for a very long time, and I hope that this is just the start to something bigger, because I feel a sense of responsibility because people do look up to me. As much hate as there is, there's so many more people who I've heard through the grapevine. They're like, I look up to Alice. I think Alice's work is incredible and I want to emulate that in my work. I want to be the next best model, and I know that if I follow in Alice's footsteps, I have a chance at that. And that just hits me like a ton of bricks. It's like, holy crap. Like, there was that, 2 years into my, I could cry, 2 years into my career, I didn't know anyone. I was by myself. I was doing hotel photo shoots. Not that there's anything wrong with hotel photo shoots, just I was not living this bougie lifestyle like everybody makes me out to be, but it took a long road, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of drive to get to such a point where I now feel like I could conquer the world. This career is so much more than just getting money and taking pictures. It really is. There's so much more to it. It's a beautiful thing to be able to exist amongst people that have such creative ideas and ventures, and to be able to share this life with those types of people. We are, as human beings, a community, and it's hard to do things on your own. I've had to do a lot on my own. Life's just too short, and our community is falling apart, and a lot of our events even. There was a lot of events that I used to attend, but they are no longer. So I would like to fill that void that a lot of people are missing right now, where they want to go out and share these experiences and grow as people, and they're not able to in the way that they're wanting to. And the way that these events have impacted me, because all of these events have helped me grow drastically, and I want that same experience for everybody else that I run into in this industry. It's been a beautiful journey through all of this, everywhere that I've ever been, all of the feelings I've ever felt along the way of traveling and then going home and then going out to more photo shoots. It's so much, and I can't wait to share more videos on the topic, but I don't want to make this particular section too long. But just know that the events are a really big deal, not only to me, but I understand to everybody who's involved. And I hope that we can make this industry a better place, one day at a time, one event at a time. And I hope to be running events for a very long time, because I want to help be the change that people want to see in this industry. And to watch this industry grow would mean everything to me, because this industry has helped me grow so much in ways that I never thought that I could. And so on a happier note, I could cry because I've been through so much. So much in this industry. It's just crazy. It's so much I never thought could happen, but I want that for everybody that I ever meet. I really do. Hi there, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in to this wonderful interview today. If you guys would like to learn more about my industry efforts, please feel free to check out the links in the description down below. I'll have all my information there, including my own portfolio and my model photography event information and my course information. And I also want to leave a note to everybody that I've met along the way in my industry, whether you are somebody that I met in the past and somebody that helped me grow to this point, or people that I've only met recently and new friends that I made. I want you all to know not only that you've left a lasting impact on me, but hopefully on our industry as well. I've taken all my life experiences and tried to make the best of every situation in order to make this industry a better place for everybody that I run into. Without your support, I wouldn't be where I am today, whether it be the photographers that I've met or the models I've met, influencers, all kinds of different types of people that I've ran into in that regard, and my fans too. Thank you to my fans for always following along my journey. And until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for tuning in.